Hey everybody, welcome back to hocus-pocus.com. My name is David and this is a magic review. Hey, today we're gonna look at static marker from Wonder Makers. What is this? The static marker is a gimmicked marker, okay? It's a gimmick Sharpie, totally gimmicked. And what it is able to do is a bunch of different either static electricity, balancing, or kind of like telekinesis style effects. It is a tool, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. It is a tool, and what Wonder Makers is going to do is they're going to show you several different ways to use that tool. There are about 7 different tutorials on the download video. I'm going to go through what they teach you in those tutorials, but let me just say right off the bat, as soon as you watch 1 or 2 of the explanations, you kind of almost don't need to watch the rest, because once you understand how the gimmick works, then you begin to see all the different applications that you could use this for. All right, let's get into this review. All right, so you're intrigued, you order it, comes through the mail, what are you gonna get? You're gonna get a nice little hard-shelled box. Hard-shelled long box, got a magnetic lid. It's really cool, actually. It's got a lot of, metallic inks on it. You lift the lid inside, you're gonna get a fully completed Sharpie gimmick. It's coming to you ready to go right out of the box. You're gonna get a couple of extra pieces, some extra pieces if you wanted to recreate your own or repair this one. They're giving you some extras, and you're going to get the download link to the online video, which is roughly 37 minutes long, and it's available to you in English or Russian. All right, so when I watch the trailer, you're always trying to figure out, okay, what is it? Like, could I figure this out on my own? And the solution I came up with was a tell that was in the trailer. I thought to myself, you know what? This really looks like a trick that I used to have a long time ago when I was a kid. So I used to have a floating, or really it was a rising magic wand effect, okay? And so it was a full magic wand, black bar, white ends, and one of the white ends kept falling off. It's the same exact trick. It's the same exact trick as the rising wand effect, but what they've done is they've reduced it into a Sharpie marker, something most of us carry, right? We don't walk around with magic wands anymore. So it turns that effect into a nice little pocket miracle in the Sharpie marker. Now in the video, they actually credit Peter Eggink and his hole effect. As far as the pen goes, inspectability wise, angles wise, I think angles wise, it's pretty invisible. But as far as the inspectability goes, no, you could never hand this out unless you did a switch, because it's fully gimmicked. Your spectator would find the thing right away. All right, so how's the video? What are they gonna teach you in the video? The video's all right. It has pretty good production value. They're gonna show you what's in the box, obviously. They're gonna go over how to build the gimmick, which is it's a nice portion of the video. And like I said, from this, you'll know how to build your own should you want to, okay? And in that, you'll pick up how to repair it if you had to. And it's all using regular household items. None of the things that are in this are gonna be difficult for you to retrieve or copy. There is some looping techno music in the background that I really didn't need. They have some live shots, not very many. It might have actually been only one, where they show what this trick looks like in the real world. And that came before or after one of the tutorials. And then the rest of the video is just tutorials on the 7 different effects where the instructor just teaches you against a brick wall. The camera moves with his movements, so they do have a live videographer. There are some over-the-shoulder shots, and they do spend an extensive amount of time on each effect, okay? So you're gonna get everything you need. As far as the tricks they're gonna teach you, one trick is called telekinesis, where you can move small little objects as they slide right off your pen. So anything that would slide onto a pen barrel, they slide right off. There's a static touch effect where the spectator puts their hand near the end of the pen and then they feel something like a little shock hit their hand. There's an impossible balance where you balance the Sharpie at the end of your finger and it doesn't fall off. And then they do the same effect but with a card, so you can balance small objects on the end of your pen, so you can balance a card. There's a freezing time effect where they put a ring onto the barrel of the pen and then they turn the pen upside down so that the ring should slide all the way off, but the ring slides all the way off to the bottom but then doesn't fall off until you snap your fingers and then it falls into your waiting hands. There's 2 more effects that were a little bit more complicated. They had way more things involved, and these are the ones I didn't love. I mean, I don't feel like they needed to put these on there. The first one, they called a mental prediction effect, but it's not really mentalism. They had a bunch of pieces of paper with different city names on it, and you have your spectator write their own, right? Their own favorite city, and then you shuffle the papers all together, and then through static electricity, the pen finds the spectator's paper. See, it's not really mentalism. I don't know why they said mental. And then there's a card ninja one, which is almost the same effect. You riffle through the deck, the spectator finds a card, it's lost back in the card, and then using your pen, it kind of acts like a haunted deck effect where you put the pen against the deck and it magnetizes itself to the spectator's card. And then you flick the pen, the deck flips, and the card flies out and you catch it. And that's roughly the entire 37 minutes. Now, as far as the object being well made, of course, I think it's well made. It's not machine made. It's not factory made. It's handmade, and like I said, you could hand make it yourself once you learn how to do it. But I'm glad they built it for you. I wouldn't want to build it myself. As far as the practice that it takes to do the effect, I would think that 90% of the effects that they show you wouldn't take any practice at all. I mean, once you really play around with the gimmick a little bit, and you kind of see how it works, you understand the mechanics of it, it's pretty easy to do. There's nothing to set up, there's nothing to reset. The thing resets itself, and you pretty much do your get ready right in front of your spectators, so it's completely resettable, wouldn't need any reset at all. The good things I have to say about this, I think this pen would work great in something larger than itself. I think the best way to think about this pen is as a tool and not as an effect all unto its own. I think this would make a great addition to something else. As if, you know how sometimes we use a pen as a magic wand? And we just say, well, I'll just use this pen as a magic wand. Use this pen as your magic wand. Do a little something with it, like, let's get the static electricity going, or let's get the telekinesis going, and you do the little Sharpie trick, and then you continue with the trick that you were doing. I think if you use this as frosting on the cake, it's gonna add so much more to the effect that you're doing, rather than just use this trick as it is by itself. I think if you use the trick as it is by itself, it's gonna draw way too much heat to the pen, and the people are gonna immediately want to take the pen, okay? The heat is all on this pen, and everybody's gonna wanna grab it. So unless you're comfortable doing pen switches or something like, or moving from one effect to the next, I think this is a great add-in to an effect that you already do. If I was gonna say anything negative, I would say please don't do several of these effects back to back or together in the same routine. You should only do one of the 7 for the same spectator, because again, you're gonna draw so much heat to the pen, everyone's gonna wanna grab it. So this pen should be like in and then out. It should be visible and then invisible, and it should just disappear. Your spectators should think that you're doing this with sleight of hand, right? Not with a gimmicked marker that they're gonna wanna grab and feel. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about static marker from Wonder Makers. Of course, right now, you can find this effect at hocus-pocus.com for $30. And while you're here at Hocus Pocus, we'd love for you to add to cart, shop around, add some more things. Please ask us questions. We wanna be your #1 magic supplier on the internet. Thanks, I'll see you guys next time, bye.